This is my 1968 Datsun 520 pickup truck. We're jumping all over the place in this video on it because we're finishing everything up, tying up loose ends. This body is nearly ready to go onto our restored chassis. As always, I will be your humble host, the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee without a doubt. I welded up this spot where the wiper motor goes and I don't have it put back together exactly right. You can see that. I need to fix this still. Anyways, I was looking at the wiring diagram and checking the wiper motor to see if it works, and it does. And I kept looking. I thought maybe there's more than one speed, but there's not. Only one speed on this truck. Let me take this out. I'll show you the repair I did right here. Remember, there's a big hole there. That is the repair I did. I still got to grind it out and smooth it up, and we'll throw some paint on it, but it's sealed up solid. The reason for that hole is because this grommet fits there in the firewall. I'm going to see if I can get this 3D printed. See that big hole right there? That's how mine was. And that motor supposedly is a 2-speed motor. I need to get one of them wiper arms right there. I may have one on my green truck though. I hooked it up to the switch. I'm just curious to see if the park works on it. You know, so it stops in the right place. It's on, off, on, off. But it should be parking. Like it should move to a certain spot. I think it's just sticking. There it goes. See how it stopped? It's sticking a little bit. One more time, I'm gonna turn it on, turn it off, and we're gonna see if it parks right here. On, off. Now let's see what happens. I still think it's just sticking, I think. Let's see. See? It's just sticking. There's a little, I'll show you. For the motor to park in the proper spot, this little piece right here comes up and it pushes this up. And can you see this is like points? It touches that and that's what shuts it off. It's working, but it's almost like this spring is weak or something on this pin, or I just need to clean it up. I'm not sure, but I'm just happy it's working properly. And we tested the switch. We know that's working too. I haven't been uploading, but I have been working on it. It's nearly done. All the patches are in this truck just about. I want to take a peek under here. Just want to see if there's rust holes under here or what's going on. I'm not sure. Full of debris. I'm going to clean it out and see if there's any rust holes. Wow, it's deep. It's just dirt, pine needles. Cleaned up really good inside of here, but unfortunately there are a couple small rust holes, so we're gonna have to fix those. Since we're cleaning all this out, I thought we better take this heater box out. And the reason why is because I think it gets its fresh air through here and then probably goes in the heater box, so we might as well clean that while we're at it. And I was thinking, where does the water go after it rains in here? And where it goes is after I cleaned it, it runs out right through here. There's just a funnel down through here, and when the water rains in there, there's a plate up here to divert it from getting in the truck, and it just runs out of there. Now I can clean all this junk up and get it working. This is all rusted solid and won't work properly. The flap's not working. The heater core, most likely this is junk, but perhaps not. Yeah, there's some, looks like it's green there. That probably means it's been leaking. The fan I gotta make work. Silver paint in here. I don't know if that's because somebody was in here or that's how it came factory. Now we get this windshield out. That is one old, dried up seal, for sure. Man. Easier just to chip it away, it looks like. I did get a new windshield, so I wasn't too worried about this one coming out. Ooh, look at the big crack it just got in it. Yikes. This is the only rust spot I'm going to have to fix going around the windshield. I am pleasantly surprised by that. There we go. Wanted to take this fender off so I could fix this spot right here, and then I got another spot I'll show you up on the cab. I've got a spot right here on the cab. I need to patch that up so water doesn't run into the truck. That's still pretty solid. I'm not going to look too close. This hack job right here doesn't really have to be fixed, but I can't stand knowing it's there. So I'll patch it up real quick too. Spending a little bit more time on this patch because of its location. It'll be right in front of your face. That's all patched up, and I'll have to fill it a little bit. It's got some pitting. There's another patch and the fender patch, and that'll need to be filled too. Well, that sucks. A little too much hardener, I guess. Both of my truck cabs, and maybe all three, have this scrap metal right here on the firewall, and I can't figure out, well, I'm like, what's the deal? And I notice there's a crack right here. This is the other cab, and you see those scrap pieces right there of metal, and I happen to know what those are for. Those are for a screen door, like the cylinder that when it shuts or whatever slows it down. I was a little surprised to find out that's where the gas pedal mounts onto the truck. Isn't that kind of funny? You would think that little bit of pressure wouldn't cause all that trouble on that sheet metal, but I'm going to fix it up and brace it up. That big tore up hole is what was underneath that metal, and I guarantee you every single one of these trucks that was built has this identical problem. All fixed up, I'll smudge a little paint on there before I put the gas pedal back on. And if you'll notice, those two holes are real close to each other there on that metal where the gas pedal bolts on. I'd say that makes it weak, so I may possibly weld it on from the inside also. Not sure just yet, but I'll do something to reinforce it. I'm hitting everything with a wire wheel, getting all loose paint and rust off the best I can. I have to grind the welds a little bit flat, then we paint. I hope I can hold this. I don't know. It's not like I be flipping cabs every day. It's the first one I've ever done this to. And that worked out very nice, actually. Should be a whole lot easier to clean and paint the bottom of this cab like this. some really old paint. This is low gloss and high gloss black. And I don't know if this is good or not. Looks like it. I think it'll mix up. Just using what we have on this project. So at some point, you have to just say, screw it, you're done. Enough grinding, enough cutting, enough cleaning. That's it. This is a temporary cab. I've already put entirely too much time into it, especially for what it is. I thought about seam sealing the seams, but then I changed my mind because I'm going to do it just on the inside only. The reason for that is because I think water can run out of the cracks on the outside right here. And if I seal the inside, water won't get in. I just think that's the best way to go. This paint is just implement paint. Something you would use to paint a tractor with. Get it at a farm and family store. Just straight enamel is what it is. And it's good for something like this. Really good. I noticed it paints better, like sticks, to rusty, crusty metal better than nice new metal. Last time I painted something with a brush like this, something like this, besides a house, you know, I was probably a kid, I guess. I'm really having fun. This is really kind of fun. And it looks nice. I know I'm just covering it up, but we'll get a little more time out of it like this, I hope. You guys want me to make a joke? I'm gonna make a joke. Watch, listen. Uh-oh, I gotta run. Oh no. That was my joke. Does anybody know what mill scale is? Mill scale is on new metal. When you buy new metal, it's got mill scale on it, unless it's cold roll, I think. Anyways, it's got a coating on it like this. All this metal here's got a coating on it. So what'll happen is you really need to treat that first before you painted it. I did not. But what will happen eventually is the paint will peel off because that mill scale will peel off. But by that time, I should have the other cab ready to go on. I am super soaking these welds in a seam like this. Look, I'll just let the paint just run into it. Hopefully that'll keep it from rusting. And it probably will. A spot like that, that ain't like mill scale. That ought to really stick. Where it's welded, the metal's purified. Which makes me think of my buddy Max. Max, I told you I was going to flip this cab up and paint it. It's a whole lot easier this way. That should serve our purpose. It's all sealed up with enamel implement paint. The center there where it had that grease all caked up, I just left it and painted around it because that was probably the best rust proofing there was on the truck. I'm sure it was. I think it looks pretty good. All black. You can't even tell we welded in a bunch of tailgate parts, can you? One thing's for sure, I can't wait to get this cab back on the truck because my garage is an absolute, look, pigsty. There's just stuff everywhere and it's just hard to clean while you're welding and grinding. So when we get it back on the cab, I'm gonna push it outside and do a deep cleaning to this dump. This part should be easier. Look at this. One finger. Ouch! It still hurts. There we go. Still hurt my finger though. I had a can of red paint. I'm going to use this on the inside, and you know where I said I was going to do the bodywork, make it all black? I decided I'd use this red because it should match perfectly. This is international red. changing plans. This might sound silly, but I can't use this paint. It's in too good a shape for this old truck. I'll use it just for the bodywork areas and the parts you'll see, but the inside on the floor, let's just do the crappy black paint I got. This is just a filter I'm making, a screen. It won't go through a strainer. It's too thick and nasty for that. Oh yeah, there's still, look at that, all kinds of crap and junk in there. I did say I was going to use seam sealer, and I am, but it's going to be after I get done painting it and it dries. The seam sealer's black too, so it's better I'm not painting this red, I guess. The reason I'm wanting to paint it first before I do the seam sealer is because the paint will get down in the cracks. It'll flow down in there better than the seam sealer will. I'm so excited to do the floor mat. I have something special in mind. I hope you guys like it. I've never seen it done before. Stay tuned for that. I might jump ahead before we can get the thing running and do that. I just want to see if it's going to work out. I will tell you something funny. When you do a job like this, you guys can see what I'm doing here. Nothing really wrong with it, but I'm not really concerned. This will last forever. This truck will never ever rust out again. And then when I spend all that time on my other cab and make it real nice, it'll have pinholes the first month. Well, what's everybody's opinion on this old truck? Are we all right the way we're doing it? Is it cobbed up? Will it serve its purpose? What are we thinking? Should I throw it on that nice restored chassis? That's it. The inside of the cab is all sealed up. Unfortunately, you're not going to see any red paint go on today. I'm wanting to do a little bit more body work to this thing before we lay that down. Because this cab is almost ready to go back on the chassis, I need to get some parts ordered for the engine, so let's work on that a little bit. Yes, our brand new water pump, and this was a brand new one, was leaking out of the weep hole ever since I started it up for the first time. And I thought maybe it'd get better after I ran a little while, but it just kept getting worse. So I'm going to change it out, and I am changing it out now, well, taking it off now, because I want all the water to get out of the block so that we can do the repair on the freeze plug back there. I knew I shouldn't have done it when I did it, but I used this Blue Devil seal stuff. Look at that. And this is what it's like, look. And it was much worse in the radiator. I'm lucky I didn't ruin my engine. It's like, it was like jello or inside of the bottom of the radiator. See that? It was much worse in the radiator, and I didn't know it was up in here like this. I'm gonna clean it all out. I knew better. I think I just was a little desperate for a quick fix. Try and get this thing flushed out. That's going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think. I am the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee without a doubt. We'll see you next time.